Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. All right, everybody, welcome back to What's the 411 News. Yes, indeed. Today is August the 1st. All right. And there is a boycott going on, or should be going on, or was planned to be going on. And this boycott was to, or is to, boycott any Black immigrant businesses. All right. Black immigrant businesses. And you say, well, why is that? Well, it's because a lot of Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, some of us still call ourselves African Americans, and a lot of information is starting to slowly getting revealed about the African part. And some people call themselves Negro, and so on and so forth. All right. And what has been come to the realization is that Black Americans have begun taking their time and realizing that they're looking back and saying, we've been doing a lot for other groups of people, for the immigrants that came over here. We're going back. You can look back to the, 64, 65, 1964, 65, when Black Americans fought because they wanted to bring on who they thought was our relatives, if in a way, if you will, right? But then noticing over the years, people have been thinking, well, wait a minute. We've been looking out for them. We've been throwing on the cape for them. We've been showing them a lot of love. And a lot of love hasn't been returned back, right? And there's a lot, back then, before all the social medias and the internets and all that came about, it was more that you kind of noticed it in person more, compared to where now you can pull up loads of videos and prove that point. I guess you couldn't really prove that point per se to a lot of people, but now you can. And so thus, we having a Black immigrant boycott, excuse me. Let me make that real clear. All right. Black immigrant boycott. Now, before I show this video, and we're going to get into some details as to why this is happening, because we're not just about lip service around here. We can just talk and be telling the truth. But when you give a little visuals, then people will just kind of, when they're doing all this, they just kind of turn and, don't have too much to say after that. So August 1st, today's supposed to be Black immigrant boycott businesses. And, let's just get into it, man. Let's just go and let's play this video real quick so you guys know what's going on. And there's a lot of talk about continuing this thing, not just making it a day, a month, or what have you, to be continued. Because another thing also is that they come over, and you hear a lot of this being said. You hear this said on a lot of social media platforms. They only come over here to get resources. They bring it back. But we are being mistreated at your businesses. You're talking crazy to us, but we fought for y'all to come over here through the laws, and showing a lot of disrespect. But you keep saying it's us. You keep saying foundational Black Americans or Black Americans, they're the problem. And the gaslighting and the projection continues, right? But we're going to make it straight today. You're going to learn today, as they say. All right. So let's go on and play this video real quick. Let me get myself off the screen. All right. And let's just let y'all know what's going on before we get further into it. All right. So, yeah, let's go.
Bonjour, Osayo, my indigenous American and FBA goddesses. We are boycotting all African braiding shops and businesses August 1st. We are taking our power back. They are siphoning billions of dollars of our money, sending it back to Africa, not supporting our businesses or putting any of that money back into our communities while disrespecting us and mistreating us and snatching out our edges at their shop. We did not have pulled out edges or any alopecia before these braiding African shops came to our country. We had long, thick, beautiful hair. Our ancestors, our big mamas, our grandmothers and mothers told us, do not let people play in your hair unless they have blessed hands. Don't let anybody touch your hair unless they have blessed growing hands. We were taught better than this, to have people, 2, 3, 4 people in our head at a time that don't like us, that don't love us, that don't care about us, that just want our money and want to yank out our edges. We are taking back our edges and our power. Boots on the ground. August 1st, we are boycotting all African braiding shops, my American goddesses.
All right, there you go. Now, that's the ladies, right? That's the ladies. The ladies saying, no, we're not going to your shops, your nail shops, your hair shops, so on and so forth. Before you started coming over, ladies, the African ladies or the Caribbean ladies, the Black American women's hair was beautiful. It was full, healthy. And I kind of remember that because I remember my cousins, when they would braid each other's hair, their hair, I just remember their hair didn't look, they didn't have the, that I remember. I don't even recall any of my cousins, my female cousins, complaining about stuff when they was young, about having patches in their hair and stuff. Their hair looked full. Their hair looked real healthy. And that's what I remember of my cousins. Any female cousins I remember getting their hair done, or they're doing it. I had cousins who they did their own, each other's hair. They had their sisters, and they did their sisters' hair. The sisters did their hair. They might do my aunt's hair, my own cousins. So these are Black American women and Indian women too. They had the American Indian in them too, from my understanding. So indigenous, some people call them. And yeah, I just remember them having very healthy hair. But then fast forward years later, and it might have been women I dated or whatever, and they said they went to get their hair done by the Africans or Caribbeans, and this is messed up with their hair falling out, they're having these issues. These are things I just remember. And so that's one part of it. Now, the other part in this video, let it play a little bit. I might put the volume back up on it. But the other part of this is, like the lady was saying in the video, the disrespect when coming to the store. Now, she also mentioned what the mamas used to tell them, don't let anybody just be in your hair. That stuff, they can speak on more than I can. You know, because I wasn't around my cousins. I was around my female cousins a lot, but not all the time. So I can't say if I remember my aunts telling their children, which is my cousins, anything about that part of it. I might have heard something like overhearing something here or there, maybe. I just don't remember it offhand. So, I mean, a lot of them can speak on that part. But I do remember cousins and then other Black American women, girls or whatever that I might dated when I was younger. I just remember their hair being real healthy looking. And yeah, like I said, now, I hear so much complaints about when they get their hairs done by the African women. But the other part that she mentioned in this video was in regards to the mistreatment. They're not showing love. They're not loving the Black Americans. They come over here and they just want to get the resources. and send it back home. They don't want to do nothing here to help build. They don't want to link up with the Black Americans, right? To get together or anything. But you'll hear Africans or Caribbeans, or we can go into the Latinos. They're different on some other levels because I don't recall any Black American women going to Latino shops getting their hair done. But we could talk about them too, because I'm going to play a couple of videos in regards to that, or a video. Yeah, okay. Maybe 2 videos, yeah. So, so this shouldn't just be dealing with the Black American women and going to the hair salons, the shops, the stuff like that. That's part of it. I think it should just be a whole thing because there's been a lot of disrespect over the years. And like I said, now it's a lot of video evidence. So none of them can't say they didn't, we don't say that and try to make it say them as a group or as a race or ethnicity. They don't say that because there's plenty of receipts now. You can't even hide from it. There's plenty of it. And so what I want to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and we just going to set it off as to why this is. Because I know some of you are just not going to believe it. So we're going to show you. All right. So we're going to set it off with this video first. And by the way, this video is courtesy of Thoughts of the Week podcast. So be sure to go over to Thoughts of the Week podcast and subscribe to the channel. The channel has been starting a series called Full Clip, where it's clips of videos from immigrants saying a whole bunch of stuff. And, the video receipts are starting to pile up on that channel. Right now, you can see once a week. There's some that's already been out now. And we're going to play some of those, right? We're going to show you the receipts. Some of you might be familiar with these videos and others may not. Well, here's the receipts. Here's one of many receipts, all right? So let's get into this. All right? Let's get into it. Pay close attention. Now, you heard what the girl said on the video. Now, pay close attention to this.
Only that African people care about, including me myself. I come to your country. I don't care where it is. I am here to make money. That's just the sad reality. But it is the reality. Me as myself, when I went to Nairobi, when I lived in Kenya, I went to take. When I went to South Africa, I went to take. When I went to Dubai, I went to take. I did not go to build the countries because in my country where I come from, I am poor and I left my country because there's nothing for me to do. I didn't see any ways of getting rich in my country. So I decided to come to other countries to do something for myself. So unfortunately, I can't tell my African-American brothers and sisters that when African people come to America, expect them to build with you. No, we're here to take. We are here to take. The American government, like right now, it's welcoming immigrants like nobody's business. Every African person who is in a dire situation or who sees there's an opportunity for me to get a green card, they would do whatever it takes to come to America, knowing very well that the government right now is prioritizing foreigners instead of its own people, which is not my fault. My own business is to come there and grab whatever I can. And if your government is supporting me to take as much as I can, who am I to refuse? Who doesn't want to live in America? So don't be surprised when you see these African men or African women get with older men or older women just to get the green card. That is what we do because we are in a dire situation in our countries. So we are running away to come to your country so we can have a better life because, who does not know about the American dream?
Okay, before we continue with this, she said, that is what we do. This is our MO. This is what we do. This is how we get down. This is our get down. Because it's not popping in our country, right? Let's continue.
Which is not my fault. My own business is to come there and grab whatever I can. And if your government is supporting me to take as much as I can, who am I to refuse? who doesn't want to live in America? So don't be surprised when you see these African men or African women get with older men or older women just to get the green card. That is what we do because we are in a dire situation in our countries. So we are running away to come to your country so we can have a better life because, I mean, who does not know about the American dream? And then if we come and then Joe Biden pampers us, and forgets that he has Democrats to take care of, it's none of our business. That's the reality. That's the reality. When we come there, don't expect us to build America for who? You have a lot we are here to take. That's the truth. And I know I might sound arrogant, but I'm not a person who sugarcoats the truth. So when we come to your countries, just know we are not here to have mercy on you. We are here to take.
There you go. We are here to take. Okay. But we're not done, though. We're not done. No, we're not done. We are not done.
And
that's just another video. We're gonna play another one. As I said, be sure to go to Thoughts of the Week podcast, where you get to see the full clip series. It's just going to be an ongoing series until the videos run out. And I don't see them running out for a while. Okay. I don't see them running out for a while. And as you can see right here, full clip, these are coming up. August 4th will be the next one. So you guys subscribe to Thoughts of the Week podcast on YouTube. All right. And coming August the 4th, we are on August the 1st now. So coming up Monday, the new video episode will come out, which is called When They Say They're Not Black, What Are They Really Saying? Which is another thing. You hear a lot of Africans claiming, no, we've been saying we black. We've been saying we black. We've been saying that. Well, we got some video proof to prove otherwise, right? But let's continue on. Be sure to go to Thoughts of the Week podcast, subscribe. You get to see all these full clip videos. And we got some coming up in the next weeks, and we got some available now. So let's go on to the next video. This one is Latino, and we'll get back to the other ones here, but we're going to pull up the Latino one real quick. All right. This is in a court setting. And
deferred adjudication.
Before we get into that one, let me see here. Let me just make sure everything is good. All right. Yeah, we good. So this one, some of you might have seen this one too. This is a video where it's a Latino woman here in court. She apparently got into an argument with some other Latinos. I think she might have committed an assault, and the judge is just deciding, and her attorneys and the other prosecutors just coming to an agreement on what to do with her. And but the judge confronts her about a certain thing that was put in the police report. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and play that, what took place. All right. So let's listen in. This thing shouldn't just be about Black immigrants. It should be immigrants in general. And let me say this before we get, because it was something I was thinking about saying earlier, and I had it in mind, and I slipped, and now it's back in my head again to remember. I'm going to say this. I was going to say two things. I'm just going to say one, because I said the other thing a few times. I might bring it up again later. And this is true about anybody, or it doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, but since we're talking about boycotting Black immigrant businesses, and it should just be all immigrant businesses that don't do this. Because when I played the first video, the young lady mentioned it. Anybody who mistreats you in the business, if you go into their establishment, their restaurant, some place, it might be a hotel you go into and it's owned by immigrants. Anybody you feel like you're being mistreated, right, by the people there, you don't go back and spend your money there. That's just real. We're just keeping it real, right? So a lot of Black Americans have been experiencing bad treatment from Black immigrants and their businesses, other immigrants as well. And you should choke the money off of them, right? You should put them in a chokehold. When I say that, I don't mean in the physical sense. Choke their money stream, right? Choke the money stream. So whenever you get mistreated, you choke them. Again, I'm not talking about violently choking them. I'm talking about cutting off their money supply. Choke their money supply. It's just like when the government says they're going to put some sanctions on these countries and keep them from choking them, choke out their money supply. You do the same thing. You're being mistreated. You feel like you're being mistreated somewhere. Why you keep spending money with them? Choke them. Choke their money supply. Imagine the money is rolling through a tube and it's just coming to this company. Cut the tube off. Choke the tube, tie it in a knot, cut it, and the money supply don't come back to them. So if you're getting mistreated somewhere, they'll understand when that money's cut off and they can't pay them bills to pay that electricity they need to cut hair or to wash your hair or to do your nails, for the machines they need to do your nails. Cut the money supply off. That's all. See, they think it's some other videos out there. I don't have them, but I could play them at another time because there's a few. And what's kind of weird, not weird, but interesting, a lot of these videos, there's some men that's saying some stuff. And I wish I had this other video. I can't find it. It's either hidden on my computer or I have it on the thumb drive. There's a guy from this, I think it's some type of preacher or something, imam or whatever you call him, in Sudan. He says something real foul about Black men to his Black men congregation. But I got to find that video. That'll be on full clip too once I find that. So be sure to go to Thoughts of the Week podcast on YouTube. They're also available on Twitter, so on and so forth. Let me get out of that. I forgot what I was going to say, but I still say, if you're being mistreated, cut the money off. When you start cutting their money off, they're going to think it for a minute. Oh, you better start treating these Black Americans with respect, because we're going to end up going bankrupt and then they're going to send our butts home. We're going to have to go back home. All right, let's play this video. I got more coming.
Deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We would like to.
All right. Explain to me what's an in knocked. That's in the police report. The officer said suspect 1 stated that victim 1 had in knocked on her door.
And they knocked on their door trying to.
No. I'm asking.
Constantly.
No. What is an in knock?
Nigger knocking.
Yeah. What is that?
Going and knocking on a door and running.
But why is it nigger knocking?
That's what.
Why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't no? Why isn't it Caucasian knocking? Why isn't Asian knocking? Why isn't some other knocking? Why is it called that?
I don't know. That's just the way they say it.
No, that's the way you say it, because that's what you said.
That's what they. That's basically. I mean, all right. I don't know what else to tell you.
No, I'm just trying to figure out why.
It's
Why would
not
you
like
call
a
it
race.
that?
It wasn't to be racist. The kids just kept knocking and knocking on my door, constantly doing that to me. They live upstairs. I did not touch this kid, and I really don't even want to sit here and plead to say that I did.
Oh, you can go. We can have a jury trial.
I don't want to do that because he says that's something.
Okay, there you
See
go.
this property on Craigslist for $4,300 a month? Well, it's
Let's get that out of here. We don't need to put all that in there.
Deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We would like to.
We don't need to do all that. There you go. There you have it, real quick, to the point. She felt real comfortable to tell the police, oh, they was doing nigger knocking. Okay. That how you think about us, Latino lady? Latinos. That's how y'all feel about us? Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. I'm showing you the reasons why there's a boycott going on now towards Black immigrant businesses. Now, I played a Latina, and I know I said black immigrant in the first video I played. The lady gave an eloquent reason to why the ladies was doing the black immigrant business boycott to these salons and hair places and stuff. But I think it should be a little bit more expanded. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more expanded. So you have that one. Let's go to the next one. Let me see here. This is a very short one as well. All right.
I made a video a couple of days ago.
All right. Hold on.
Talking about.
All right. This African dude, I believe he's African. He says his people, you know. This is how they talk. This is going to be a real short one as well. Let me just put that on the screen, blow it up. There you go. And, you know, he admits it too. So let's play this one. Let's play it. Let's play it.
I made a video a couple of days ago talking about the two most racist things I heard in high school when I first moved here. But I just want to say there's nothing more racist than Africans towards African Americans. First of all, Africans think they are like better in a lot of ways. It's not me. I just know some Africans, some like pure Africans that were born there and spent so many years in Africa. And the stuff they be saying behind African Americans are crazy. Making fun of their culture, making fun of the way they dress. I don't even think I can say. I made a video a couple of days ago.
All right. So that cuts off. At the end, he said, I don't think I can even say it for all the stuff they say about Black Americans. You know, that's as far as the video that
You know, and
I was able to retrieve. And again, you guys can see all these videos on Thoughts of the Week podcast. Go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel or come and view it. The next full clips coming up August 4th. That's going to be at noon. That's all on Mondays. August 11th, August 18th, and August 25th. And there's going to be more coming. I'll be adding more to the channel. And so we have that one. All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. Let's go to this one here. We got another Latina. She don't care about being in America too tough. She don't care. All right. I don't think she says too much about Black people, but you kind of get the gist of things when she says what she says. All right. So let's go into this one.
People holding up the Mexican flag, but nobody wants to live in Mexico. If we wouldn't want to live in Mexico, then why do the tios, the señores, the men, and the women too? They be working here for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They just live in one room sharing it with a bunch of dudes. They send all their money back so they can build houses for their families, and they can't wait. They're just counting down the minutes in a year until when they can actually go back. Even las familias that live here, buying houses over there too. Every Mexican that I know own their houses here. They buy a house in Mexico too. They're building it or they're already bought it. So yes, nobody wants to live in the United States. I was born in the United States and I don't want to live in the United States. The next 5 years, I'm moving back to Mexico. Yes, we do want to live in Mexico. The only thing is that we're just making money here so we can actually go back to live in Mexico. Ain't nobody trying to live in this sweatshop of a country with a Gucci belt on. The fuck? People.
All right. There you go. She don't want to be in America. Well, that's not a problem. You know, you can go take your little butt on back on over there. You know, ice might be, you can get on the ice boat. You can get on the ice train, the ice bus. I'm sure they'll help you out. You just be real adamant about that. So that's the Latina. And I'm going to play this next one. And this next one, this young Nigerian woman had a little bit more sense. All right. She had a little bit more sense. Okay. She still let off a little bit, just a slight bit, but I think she had way more sense than no sense at all. All right. She had a little bit more.
If it wasn't for Black Americans,
all right, we're going to play this one. every now and then there are those who have a little sense in their head, and they'll keep it a little bit more 100 than most. Okay. And by the way, there's loads of videos, or there's some starting to pop up now where you're starting to see some Africans and maybe some Caribbeans. They're starting to go on video and apologizing because they seeing and realizing that Black Americans ain't no joke. See, you got to go back and study the history. All right. We are known when it comes to standing up for ourselves against any enemies of any sort. Our history is to stand up. When we get tired of y'all messing with us, then we get tired and we start clapping back on a lot of folks. You know, fighting against the government, fighting against wrongdoings. There's a history of it. And it makes you wonder why, because I think Trump mentioned something about that. I think he started kind of trying to slide a little bit of that in. And I know old dude DeSantis in Florida, they want to get rid of that critical race theory. And what do they not want folks to know? I just mentioned one of them. We have a very rich history. Black Americans fought in every war there was ever fought in the U.S. Also, on top of that, we stood up against a lot of wrongdoings, whether you might say, well, we lost some of this, we lost some of that. No matter what, there's always rebellions going on in different cities and states in the U.S. with Black Americans versus this ethnic group or this racial group, Black Americans versus this one. You know, there's history in Tennessee. All right. There's history in New York. I think I have the last book. I think this book is out of print. I don't have it with me right now, but I have the last book that gives some serious history about New York and some rebellions that went down in New York. All right. And again, like I said, Tennessee had some. I think one was in South Pittsburgh. I forget when they have the Mink Slide. I forget what city they call that Mink Slide in. But there's history there. Hold on, I'll be right back. Matter of fact, let me play this video, and I'm going to show you something here in a second. All right. So, again, this lady had a lot of sense. Okay. She had more sense than everybody that videos I played thus far. Okay. So let's play this one.
If it wasn't for Black Americans, I, as an African person, wouldn't have the opportunities that I have today in America. So I keep seeing a lot of these comments about how Black Americans relate to my statement about Nigerians don't actually care about Nigerians. They only care about being wealthy to show off to underprivileged Nigerians. That's not how Black Americans operate. Like, I grew up in Nigeria and Black America. The one thing I will tell you about Black Americans, you see how they're into government. They build up their intellect to get into government, to try to do better and support their communities, and they fight to support their communities. If you look at how far in 400 years, 500 years, what African Americans have done, and the level of they made life, it's not completely equal, but Black Americans have done a good job of fighting for the rights of their fellow Black Americans to have a better life in America. If it wasn't for Black Americans, I, as an African person, wouldn't have the opportunities that I have today in America. If it wasn't for Black Americans, I wouldn't have the opportunities I have today. So I can't really say that, because Black Americans may have their issues, but they have a better sense of community than Africans. I can say for Nigerians, they have a better sense of community, and they enjoy communal, like making sure, I'm not saying that they do it perfectly, but you can tell that they put up a fight for their community. They put up a fight for their community more than Nigerians. Sorry, it hurts. If it wasn't for...
Okay, you heard it from her. All right. She had more sense than most. She recognizes that. And she noticed, like she said, I just mentioned it, they have more fight in them, and they fight for their communities. And that's been the history when you study the history books. I don't know if you can see this because of the way I got my background. Might be able to hold it this way. All right. If you might not be able to see it, there you go. I don't know. It might disappear again. But this book is called African Americans of Chattanooga. That's Chattanooga, Tennessee. There is a history of all types of Black history in the Tennessee area, Texas. Again, like I said, I think I have got the last book that was ever in print of Black history stuff going on in New York. I don't think anybody else has that book. I think I got the last book some years ago in a hidden bookstore that was in a building that didn't look like even a store. I think it was actually a house, but the bottom half was made into a store. And I just happened to find this store and look in it and seen that book. I said, I'm about to grab this one. And dude said, you know, you got the last one. Black guy said, you got the last one. All right. So we'll be getting into that book soon. You guys can go to Black History Minute on YouTube, and there'll be a lot of Black history on that channel. And whatever's in that book might be some of that song that'll go on that channel as well. But again, like I said, there's history in Tennessee. There's history in Chattanooga. There's history in a lot of different Tennessee cities of rebellions and other type of history. This book is for Chattanooga, African Americans of Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right. So now this lady, she had more sense. Okay. She had a little bit more sense than most. She said that Black America, if it wasn't for them, no, she wouldn't be where she is. She wouldn't have got as far as she's gotten because of what Black Americans do. Do what we do. Look out for folks. Stand up for people. And it's not being reciprocated. Okay. So let's get into another video. This might be the last one for this, you know. Yeah, this is the last one. Let's get into this.
And I'm not going to lie.
Now, this is like a collection or a collage, if you will, of videos, of different videos. And I think it's like the children, but they, you know, they're not kids, like little kids, but they're grown enough and they're exposing what their parents used to tell them. All right. And this is another reason I'm giving you receipts as to why Black Americans are saying, you know what, we're not going to support your businesses. Black immigrants from different countries. All right. Because the disrespect is real. And they keep denying that they don't be disrespectful. Well, let's hear it from the kids. Break it down, kids. Let's get it.
You know, and I'm not gonna lie, my parents always told me never hang out with Black people. Don't think that you can be friends with them. Don't think that they're the same origination as you. Don't think that there's any similarity there besides their skin color. So don't try to, you know, they always just refer to them as something derogatory and not really worth it, like nothing, you know. So
I wanted to know why exactly my Nigerian parents don't like Black people. I mean, aren't we all Black? No, Ada, you are not Black. You are not Akata. We are Nigerian. We know where we come from. We are not waywards. Black people are so disrespectful.
We are not Akata. How many of y'all heard that word before? We are not Akata. And then when you confront them, they always claim, oh, Akata is not disrespectful. Well, you got the children telling on you. The children is telling on you. The grown kids is telling on you. I think she said she's Nigerian. Well, no, they are waywards. They are waywards. We are not Akata. What's Akata mean? What's that mean? You sure that's not a disrespectful term towards Black Americans? What else they got? They got Akata, Jurir. There's the other one called Habib or Abib, something like that. These African words to show disrespect towards Black Americans. You ain't think I know that, huh? Huh. Black Americans know a lot of stuff about other ethnic groups, right? Akata, Habib, Jarir. What does that mean? Are you sure? The ones who use those terms, are you sure that's not a disrespectful term? Because the kids is telling on you. All right. The children's is telling on you. The children is whistleblowing on you. Let's play this back.
So
I wanted to know why exactly my parents, why my Nigerian parents don't like Black people. I mean, aren't we all Black?
No, Ada, you are not Black. You are not Akata. We are Nigerian. We know where we come from. We are not waywards. Black people are so disrespectful. They do not know how to respect their elders. And what is this Black Lives Matter nonsense? Every single life matters. Foolish gods killing one another. Black Lives Matter. But you are killing yourself. Look at these Black teenagers having babies. 15 babies having babies. Pop, 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 pop.
Me with my mother being an American Black woman and my father being a Jamaican man from Jamaica, right? I can say that my father's side of the family looked at Black Americans a certain way. And they already had in their mind, whether they said it on social media or not, oh, Yankee this, Yankee that. That's been a real thing. We could sit here and make it seem like it's an illusion, but
like my parents are both from Grenada. They came here in the 80s and 90s. So what he was saying about how they think that Black people are lazy does like resonate with me because I've heard that a lot.
Speak a certain way. If you just have the right degrees, if you're just kind of, distance yourself in a way from Black Americans, you'll be safe. You'll be fine. Just love everybody. And
growing up, being raised to be very proud of being Haitian American, there was also for me, as there were for many other Caribbean people or just any other, I would say, immigrant individuals from immigrant populations, this again, what I talked about, the racial distancing, don't be like the Black Americans. That was very common that you would hear that. And it's not surprising for me to hear other people talk about when they were growing up, this idea.
All right, there you go. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Thank you for showing love. Chisholm, Jerry, what's going on? Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. That lady got hands. I think it's Jerry. I always wonder if it's Jerry or Gary. I think it's Jerry. Jerry Chisholm. That lady got them hands. She learned from Ronald Duncan. I wish I was able to learn some stuff from him because I was understanding some the mindset about certain things. I really was feeling his mindset about warrior tactics. But the father, the godfather or the father of ninjutsu, Ronald Duncan, she learned a little something under Ronald Duncan. All right. Shout out to you, Jerry. Thank you for the love, showing them hearts. So yeah, this is why I'm showing you why with some receipts as to why foundational Black Americans are taking or hitting the pause button with a lot of Black immigrants because the disrespect being shown. Now, I'll say this. If I keep hearing a lot of Black immigrants saying Black Americans this and do that, blah, 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 blah. Just do what I'm doing then. Post the receipts, post the video receipts, post the articles that's showing that we doing something or we've been like this or we've been like that. And of course, we can rebut with videos showing just the opposite. But if you're saying that's what we doing as Black Americans, then post your receipts as well. Post your video receipts as well. All right. So there you have it. This is the reason why there is a boycott. And it seemed like I said it was with the women. I'm gonna play the video one more time before we go. And just so you can see it, I played it at the beginning, I'm gonna play it at the end. As to what's going on, why it's being done. Now, I would say this, Black immigrants who run businesses, even if you don't run businesses, if you're involved in other things, just start showing Black Americans more respect than you have been. Because right now it looks like y'all taking a lot of L's. Okay? Y'all taking a lot of L's. Like I said, it's documented history. Black Americans have been looking out for a lot of other ethnic groups, even with the Latinos. Okay? It's written and it's documented. There's videos. I recall, I don't know, I can't remember if it was in the 1930s. I'm not sure. I can't remember what year it was. But there was a line, it's a video out where they were showing a line of Black Americans were lining up to sign up to go to Ethiopia and help Ethiopia fight their war. Their war. I'm saying they. I don't know. Y'all be tripping if y'all say, oh, you don't even know how to talk right. I know how to speak very proper. But I'm going to speak how I speak. However it come out, it just come out. So, yeah, there's a video out where there were a lot of Black Americans getting in a line, lining up to sign up to help Ethiopia go fight their wars or their war. So we are people that are definitely look out for a lot of other people. All right. And it's been documented, historical. We've been, there's been a lot of rebellions that the public schools don't teach. You got to go search and find the books in them, but it's documented. Different cities in the U.S., there was loads of rebellions. We had the Seminoles. All right. We had different cities in Tennessee, New York. Of course, you got the Carolinas, the Georgias. All right. I think there's been some in Texas. Yeah, other stuff going on pretty much in a lot of these other states. But the public school system is not going to teach y'all and show that because they don't want the other ethnicity kids to feel bad because they realize, well, man, our people was just terrible. So they don't want them to feel that bad. They just want the Blacks to know y'all were enslaved and y'all didn't do nothing else. Y'all didn't stand up to fight for being enslaved, and y'all didn't think that was right to be under somebody's rule like that and treated the way you were treated. Yeah, and we've been it's documented. But let's play this video before I get out of here. This is the video I played at the beginning. I'm gonna play it at the end. I showed you all the videos thus far. Let me do this real quick. Okay, let me promote this one more again. All right. You guys, there's going to be more full clip videos as you see right here. Okay. There's more coming up coming up Monday. It's the new one. It's called Full Clip. It's a full clip series. They're showing the full raw clips of some people are explaining how they people feel about Black Americans. Some people themselves is talking about how they feel about Black Americans. Some people are telling about what their parents used to tell them. And a lot of things, other things in between. Okay. So whenever you see these words on the screen, on the videos, the pictures, full clip, you're getting the raw video. All right. And so again, for this month, so far, we have August the 4th, August the 11th, August 18th, and August 25th. There's going to be some more videos posted soon. It's just going to be spread out, hopefully once a week. There might be some breaks in between down the line, but we're going to try to keep it rolling once a week to get the full clip because we're going to keep constant evidence of and showing y'all how these other Black looking folks that claim they said they was Black, they Black too. But we got this next video coming up saying, hey, we not Black. Okay. And then we have a Cuban woman going to tell you how Cubans feel about Black Americans. Then there's going to be a Nigerian woman who's telling you what her parents used to tell her. And that's around similar conversations Nigerian parents told their kids. And then you have on the 25th, there's some Africans try to snatch up some foundational Black American kids. They had the van out and everything, but they got caught. And some things happen, and you get to see that. All right. That's all I'm going to say about that. So be sure to go to Thoughts of the Week podcast. Make sure you go to that channel. When you go in the search box, you can even type in the @ and then the whole word Thoughts of the Week podcast, all one word with the @ next to it, and it'll pull up that channel, and you guys can subscribe to it. You get to see the full clip joints. All right. So there we go. All right. So we're going to get out of this one. Okay. There you go. Let me make sure I play. Yeah, okay. There we go. So I played you the receipts as to why there is a boycott going on of Black immigrant businesses. And I'm just going to play this video one more time before we get out of here with the explanation, all right? For those who might have missed it. Let me get this thing pulled up here. Got to take it off the mute. All right, there we go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace, bonjour, Osayo, my indigenous American and FBA goddesses. We are boycotting all African braiding shops and businesses August 1st. We are taking our power back. They are siphoning billions of dollars of our money, sending it back to Africa, not supporting our businesses or putting any of that money back into our communities while disrespecting us and mistreating us and snatching out our edges at their shop. We did not have pulled out edges or any alopecia before these braiding African shops came to our country. We had long, thick, beautiful hair. Our ancestors, our big mamas, our grandmothers and mothers told us, do not let people play in your hair unless they have blessed hands. Don't let anybody touch your hair unless they have blessed growing hands. We were taught better than this, to have people, 2, 3, 4 people in our head at a time that don't like us, that don't love us, that don't care about us, that just want our money and want to yank out our edges. We are taking back our edges and our power, boots on the ground. August 1st, we are boycotting all African braiding shops, my American goddesses.
All right. She taking back their edges and everything. All right. She said, we taking our edges back. I ain't even gonna hate on that. I feel y'all. And like I said, I do remember my female cousins. Their hair was healthy looking. You know what I'm saying? I just remember, all right? I just remember their hair being healthy looking. I don't remember them complaining about patches in their hair or they got their hair done by this. And I don't think too much of that was going on back then in the 70s and stuff like that anyway. In the early 80s. I don't think they was getting their hair done. Because a lot of my female cousins knew how to do their own hair anyway. And so they would do each other's hair. My cousins had sisters. They'll do their own hair. Sometimes do their aunt's hair. So they was doing it like that. They might have got somewhere down the line, might have got somebody from African people or Caribbean people doing their hair. But I just remember they knew how to do hair. So back in the day, braids and all that stuff. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. And stay tuned tomorrow. I'll be back on live again tomorrow. I'm gonna start trying to do more lives as opposed to record it and then posting it up for y'all to see later. So I'm gonna be a little bit more live on this channel. A little more. So yeah, be sure to check us out. Tell everybody else about What's the 411 News. Subscribe to the channel. We are on Twitter, aka I call it Twitter X sometimes. We are on Twitch, YouTube. I think we're on Facebook, but you might see more clips on stuff on Facebook. We normally go live on here on YouTube, on Twitch, and Facebook. All right. My personal Facebook page. So if you follow me there, this broadcast will be live there. And then video clips will be on the same places. Maybe not on Twitch, but YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. And soon we're going to be on archive, Internet Archive. All right. I'm going to try to get that set up today or tomorrow. All the news videos won't be on there, just be more recent videos, but we will be archiving them on Internet Archive, which is archive.org. So you'll be able to start seeing our stuff on there as well. Okay. So be sure to check us out. We'll be a lot of places. I think we have an Instagram page as well. And I'm going to start trying to put those broadcasts on there too. I'm going to start trying to go live all at the same time. Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube all at the same time. All right. But I appreciate y'all for coming in, man. Just wanted to show y'all the receipts as to why this is going down, because you'll have the naysayers claiming, oh, no, that's not true. And da, 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 da. Well, we're going to keep the receipts popping. All right. With that being said, this is What's the 411 News. And we out. Peace.
Welcome Black to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.